start? Hi, Coach.
Hi.
So definitely a learning season in year one. I just want to talk about what you're learning about your team, about running this college basketball program, and just what you want to finish with this stretch here. What do you guys want to learn from this last stretch?
Well, obviously, I think the same goal as the beginning of the year, get better every game, every day, and I think we all learned how good the Big 12 is, and there's no games or weeks off.
College basketball is hard to retain. Are you focusing on any of that with kind of who wants to be a part of this Utah basketball program in the future?
No, we'll be, obviously we'll have a year under our belt, and when that time comes, we'll address that. But again, right now it's trying. We have a game on Tuesday, and can't look past that with a really good Houston team.
And then just another one for me. You talked about down the stretch, we want the team to finish strong in full 40 minutes, but at the same time, there are moments when this team has just got it figured out, and it's really cool to see the flow. When it's flowing, what do you like about what the guys are able to do at times?
No, I think, I'll give them credit. I think we've played hard for the most part, and we've never given up, and we've come back we've dug ourselves holes that we've come back from, but no, my job, again, every day is to help them get better, which I just told them about 10 minutes ago. So, but it's and I think, we're just trying to be more consistent and not have those 3 or 4 minute stretches where we dig ourselves those holes.
Just for you, being in the NBA for so long, now coming doing the college game, what's kind of similar for you? What's kind of different as you're here in the last month of the season? What kind of changes for you?
Well, there's a lot fewer games, and in the NBA you can sometimes you have the luxury to have a bad week or two, or a couple of those. In college, you can't. A bad week could be the difference in a lot of things. So, no, I think it's interesting. I think the interesting thing will be how college basketball evolves. When they start to put some more guardrails in, I think it'll be easier to kind of anticipate where it's headed. So it's interesting now because it's a combination of the G League, Europe, and the NBA.
This last game, Keon had 22 points, 12 rebounds. Hit a couple threes for you early on in the rhythm. And then there was that moment in the second half, I think he had a three that he kind of hesitated on, ends up turning the ball over. Just kind of at this point in the season, how would you assess, him being more assertive, just, being able to be comfortable, going out there and shooting?
He's a lot more assertive. I think he's getting more comfortable, not as comfortable as I'd like. And I think with TB and Don, I think he's capable of it. He's like the third guy that I think that'll kind of relieve some of the pressure on the rest of us. It's not his nature, but we need him. He needs to for his career, and we need him to be aggressive.
And Terrence, the game prior to that was held to 6 points. This game he comes out, I think it was not the most effective shooting game, but he still finds 16 points, 4 steals, 3 assists. Just kind of how would you assess the leadership role, how he's getting experience, kind of where he's at with 50 minutes left in the season?
I think that like a lot of our guys, I mentioned the Big 12, but even for me, it's my first year and the staff, and these guys, it's real. Like the teams, there's well-coached teams, there's a lot of really good teams, but Terrence, just like KD, Keanu needs to be more aggressive. Terrence needs to have more of a well-rounded, complete game, like not just scoring. He's got to do it with his defense and passing, and he's gotten better at that, and that's something we'll continue to do with those guys and the rest of them the rest of the year.
In that Kansas game, no Abby kind of forced you into looking at a little bit different rotations. I think Saban played more at the 2, Kendall at the 3. Just kind of what did you see from that lineup that ended up being out there?
No, we talked about it before and after. Sadhu being at the 2 gives us a little more size, and it was good. Those were conversations we had at the beginning of the year before we had some injuries and other things. But in the future, it'd be great to be able to have that luxury of going big and small and being able to change up the lineups. We were kind of forced to at Kansas, and it actually worked out pretty good for stretches.
And just the last couple of questions. You look at Houston, they come in. What have you kind of seen from these guys on film?
You know what? I think well coached. Kelvin, there's not a better coach in the conference, and I think there's a lot for I think myself and us to learn from them because they do what they do and they're really good at it. And I think he gets the players that fit him well. And that's the one thing. He's one of the few coaches that's won everywhere he's gone. So it'll be a good challenge for our guys. And I'm trying to warn him today that I think this will be the hardest playing team that we've played against.
That's it.
All right.
Thanks,
guys.